Welcome back. We're back in Norfolk on our way to Mundesley today. We had an excellent night's sleep. Some of us are still sleeping. The cows were here, they've gone off now. It's very tranquil. No traffic. Eggs are on. No traffic at all. It's starting to wake up now though, so it's a good time to get ready to go. I put my makeup on. I've just watched these eggs. I'm no good without a timer. Had a cup of tea, getting my things ready for the day, and we'll get off. Makeup's on. Phone has been charging, so it's going to be another hot one today. I've got the fly screens down, so it might be a bit hazy. But the dogs haven't even been out yet. I must admit, I did wake up at about 5ish or something like that. But it wasn't because I was uncertain or anything. It was because I do wake up early, which is quite good if you like mohoing. So, oops, eggs are boiling. I need to keep an eye on those. I'll get back to you. Hello, we're all ready to go. We're all packed up now. The dogs have been out and it's starting to get a little bit busier on this road. So I just think it's a good time to move. We wing it slightly. I do have a vague idea of where we're going. So today this is the order. Blakeney, number 1. Number 2, Cromer, and then number 3, Mundesley. So we're going further afield because when we got here, I just wanted, I think 3 hours was probably long enough with the dogs and they were just getting twitchy. So Wells by the Sea was our first trip, and that was just a perfect timing, and it was stunning, and it was a perfect place to spend a day on the beach. And the town was really lovely. The shops are brilliant, so many independents, which is so good to see. We had an absolutely fabulous time. The only thing is, if you've got little yappy dogs, there are dogs everywhere, and my dogs did not rest. But the good thing is they slept like a log because they were absolutely shattered. So we're going to go the furthest afield and then head our way back. So Blakeney was the widest point that we wanted to visit. Couldn't come without visiting Cromer, and Mundesley looks really nice for gifts and coffee shops, and that's my vibe totally. So that's the plan today. I don't think it's going to be as hot as yesterday, which is probably a blessing, but it's still going to be really hot. So very excited to get out and about, head on the way while the roads are still relatively quiet. I do think though it does take longer to get going in the morning than you think. I don't normally have a breakfast, so I sort of forced myself to have a breakfast today because I don't want to just get out and about and be instantly hungry. So that's what I decided to do, and get my makeup on, get ready, get tidy, get sort of, yeah, you have to remember that you have to allow time to sort of turn everything off, make sure everything's ready for transport again. But honestly, it's been a brilliant experience so far. So let's hope that continues. Let's hope we don't have any scary incidents. Yesterday, I parked in this most amazing central place, and I will definitely go there again. And we walked around that graveyard, and as we were going, we were walking around and the dogs were just having a massive sniff, and I just saw a deer and it just bucked in front of me and its tail just flicked, and it just went along its into the bushes, and that was incredible. The dogs were completely oblivious, so that was quite funny. But yeah, that sort of made it just even more special, I think. But had a lovely salmon last night and salad, which I really enjoyed, and then chocolate profiteroles, which were a bit of a treat, but I thought it has to be done, doesn't it? I went to a really nice pastry shop and I didn't have one, so I thought, yeah, treat yourself tonight, and had a really nice hot chocolate. I'm just keeping a lookout of what's going on around me, because when the cyclists come past then it all kicks off. So sorry if I'm not looking to camera the whole time, but yeah, it's time to head off. I don't even know how long it's going to take us to get there, probably half an hour, but the dogs will just sleep again and my battery is charged, so it's a good time. So see you later. My poor sweetie was shattered. So then this is where we stayed in the afternoon and it was absolutely stunning. Just wait for this. So we're now in Cromer, time to hit the shops and also time for a coffee, of course. Hi, you're catching me on day 2 of my Norfolk trip and I'm having such a great time. The weather has been phenomenal, so I'm just been really lucky, but I don't really think it's luck because I'm following the sun. This is the whole idea of the motorhome, is that I can go where the sun's shining, and I looked at the weather and it did say it was going to be amazing around Norwich area, so this is the reason it inspired this trip over the last few days. Well, it's been 2 days. I've got another 2 days. So today I went to Mundesley, so that was the furthest I intend to go, and that was amazing. It was a really traditional seaside town, absolutely beautiful. I couldn't have wished for a better day. So it has all these beach huts on the front. Parking was really cheap. You can park right on the front literally, and it was so nice. To say it was a Sunday, there was only one family in a beach hut, which absolutely astounded me. We walked all the way along to the dog friendly area and there was one dog, so what a difference from Wells next to the sea yesterday, which was absolutely heaving. If you've got a dog, I would definitely recommend coming here. If you just want a nice, quiet, peaceful day, it was amazing. It was so lovely. I really enjoyed it, and I just sat on the front, looked at the view, looked at the beach huts, had a little walk around. There was a beautiful coffee shop, husband and wife coffee shop, really lovely, absolutely pristine. They must have only just opened it, and they did beautiful local cakes and stunning coffees. And I think that was called Royston's, but I will write that down in the description for you. That was so nice. There were only about 3 or 4 little shops in the village, but oh, it was so nice. I just really thought I'm definitely coming back here. It was just an easy day, no stress, no hassle, just perfect. I mean, on a Sunday and a boiling hot day, there were so many spaces in the car park. I just couldn't believe it. It was just honestly one of the best little seaside villages I've been to. So then I drove myself to Cromer. That was about 20 minutes away. Nice drive, perfectly fine. Coming in, there's a Morrison's, so I will make a note to go and get some petrol on the way out of Cromer. And the town was not as nice as I expected. It wasn't as good as Wells next to the sea or by the sea. It had quite a few charity shops. Everything was pretty much shut today on a Sunday. There was the usual Costa co-op, nothing really exciting. Walked along the front, that was nice, a nice coastal path. Didn't make it to the lighthouse, which I would have liked to have done, but you get to a point, don't you, where you're walking, you think how much further, and I did ask people how much further and they said, I don't know, we haven't walked it. It was nice. It was a lovely sunny day, a little bit cooler than yesterday, which my dogs were very grateful for. I enjoyed it. I went in a couple of charity shops and I came out with a huge Fortnum and Mason hamper, which is my absolute favourite. So that's to add to my collection, and luckily I've managed to fit it in at the overhead cab. So that's coming home with me. Tonight's tea is going to be, I think, a tinned chilli and rice, because I just wasn't inspired when I went in the co-op, and I thought I'm just going to make do with some of the things I brought with me and use up some tins. So that's the plan for tonight. I did have a power nap when I got in. I think because I woke up really early, about 5ish this morning, and I was in a bit of a panic to get away. I think when you are overnight parking in strange areas, you're so terrified that the farmer's going to come and say, you need to move, I need to get to my cows or whatever, that you sort of are prepared quite early to depart. And although I had my breakfast this morning and I enjoyed it, I was always conscious that I needed to move on, and I wanted to get going really before the traffic built up, because I think when you've got a motorhome you're on ways, it's not like being a car and you can just quickly turn around if you go the wrong way or anything like that. So it's much better to travel early in the morning, especially on a Sunday before everybody gets out and about. And what happened this morning was one of the little towns, Burnham Market, a little village, they had closed off all the roads and there was no notification. Sweetie, there was no notification, so I got all this way and it said diversion, and I thought, oh my gosh. So I quickly turned around, but that would have been a bit of a panic if it had been busier. So we came on very coastal roads, and you're literally driving along where there's no passing for like 4 miles. So these trips are not for the faint-hearted. You do need to, you know, grin and bear it really, and if you're a nervous driver, don't tackle it. I just have to keep going and just put some music on and try and relax. As long as my dogs are quiet, I can manage it. So I think on Waze it would be really helpful if you could put in, you know, what you're driving, so that it deviates from low bridges and these very, very slim country roads where there are passing points like every half an hour. So that would be one of my tips. So yeah, it was really good today. I enjoyed it, but not as much as Wells by the Sea, not as good this afternoon as Mundesley. So I'm in a really quiet location. I need to tell you about this house, which is absolutely phenomenal. So a little bit of history. I'll read from my little crib note. So this is Cromer Hall, and it's the home of the Cabell Manners family, and this inspired the Hound of the Baskervilles, and so sometimes it's called Baskerville Hall. And there's a pretty horrific story about one of the ancestors and what happened to the wife and the husband and the dog. So look it up. But yeah, it's absolutely beautiful. I messaged my children this morning with a picture of the hall and put, oh, I've arrived home now. Wouldn't that be the dream? Apparently they do rent some Airbnbs or something behind. So what a location, honestly. Absolutely stunning, with all that backdrop, and the view opposite is to die for as well. So definitely look that up. I'm only 5 minutes walk from town, so it's a really good park up stop and it's free. So yeah, really enjoying it. So a cozy night for us. I think we'll be moving on. We'll be moving further up the coast before we settle down for the night. I'm going to do loads of hints and tips about travelling alone and where to stop and one thing and another. I don't think it's for everyone. I think I'm being very brave. I am enjoying it. The good thing is when you're out and about all day and you're walking your socks off, you've got all this fresh air and sea air. You do sleep really well. So I'm too tired to worry about anybody, forcing an entry or anything like that. And in the morning I'm a bit relieved that nothing's happened, but I get used to it. I think the bed is really comfy, the dogs are really quiet, I've got Wi-Fi on, I've got my power bank, I've got emergency lighting and things like that. I've got a route to the cab if I need to go, and I'm taking all those sort of precautions. If you are a lady camper, I would definitely look at Life's Too Short, because they do a lot of wild camping, and the husband is ex-police and he's done a really good video on what to do. And I think a top tip would be follow your gut instinct. I feel safer where there is no one around than where there are people around. Our first night with me and my granddaughter, we were scared there was somebody in the next door to us in a country pub, and he was really paralytically drunk and he was scary, and he'd got a dog running wild and one thing and another. And oh, definitely we made the move. And I would also say another thing about alcohol. I don't drink. When you're on holiday, it is nice to have a glass of wine. It is nice to have a gin and tonic. There are times, and I know I've not had my motorhome long, but I just fancy a glass of wine with my tea. And last night I had a gorgeous salad and I cooked fresh salmon and it was beautiful. And I thought, oh, a glass of wine would have been lovely with this. But you know what? You can't risk it because you need your faculties about you. I need to throw myself into this cab and drive off should I need to. So you can't relax. And also because the roads are so windy and you don't know where you're going, and obviously I'm just going to head forwards and just keep going. But I do feel like I would never risk having a drink even if I wanted to, because I just want to know that I've got all my faculties around with me. And last night I actually slept with the dog's leads on because I thought if I need to grab them or anything like that, I can do. I might do that again tonight because they're only thin leads. I just feel like I want to be able to get hold of them quickly and thrust them into the front. So these are the sort of things you live and learn, don't you? But I am prepared to go at any given moment. So the step will be in, the keys are to hand, that sort of thing. But I I don't want to go to sites. I just think they're too expensive for me, and I don't want to. I'm not bothered about hooking up or any of that. I'm not social. I've not got a partner with me. It's not like we want to sit outside on deck chairs and talk to other people. There's just me and my dogs, and we just want quiet. We want to be in touch with nature. We want to see the wildlife. We want to hear the birds. I've not come away to chat with other people, so the camping's not for me. And when I was watching Life's Too Short, I did watch one of his videos, and he said, oh, we've parked overnight in a camping site and now we feel a little bit nervous to go back wild camping. And he is ex-police, so I thought, if I did that, I'd be like trebly nervous. So I don't want to start doing that. So tell me what you think. How do you feel if you're a woman camper? I've got so many hints and tips of what I've learned so far and what I'd recommend and things I look out for. I'm going to definitely do a video, because even though I've only had this one just over a week, I think it is a steep learning curve, and I'm just so happy because my son's done so much for me. The power bank I'm getting used to. When I get solar on my roof, I'll be thoroughly sorted. I did have a problem with the gas that when we went overnight and when we first got it, but that seems to resolved itself now. So I've got the gas, I've got the power, I've got the Wi-Fi. Soon I'll have solar, and I'm loving life. The only thing I'm a bit apprehensive about is running out of water. It's not a problem, and I don't think my toilet is running properly. I need to sort out more what goes in where, because I don't think I've got the right liquids doing the right things. And I won't go into that anymore, but yeah, I need to YouTube the toilet situation a little bit more, I think. But that's it. And yeah, I'm just learning as I go along. I'm enjoying using the cooker, the fridge as well. I'm not so happy about that. I think I might switch that out and get another solution, because that's not getting cold. I don't know if it's because it's very old or I'm not operating it properly. But you can buy food every day, so it doesn't matter. But sometimes it's nice to have cold milk, isn't it? And we're not even in the heat of the summer yet. So these are the things I need to think about. But yeah, I hope you keep following me on my journey, because this is so exciting and we can learn together. And I hope it gives you a bit of confidence if you want to have a go. Put your questions to me if you've got any. I've got my gorgeous Sweetie and Cookie to help me out. They're actually more trouble than they're worth sometimes, because they panic me. If they start barking, I start getting worried. But they're really good now because they're shattered. They've gone quiet and there's no one around, so it's all good. So yeah, more of the same tonight. I think where we're going tomorrow, we're going to the Norfolk Broads tomorrow, so I'm going to enjoy that. It's going to be a little bit cooler. I'm looking forward to a change of clothes, because I've only bought this one summer dress, and I'm looking forward to wearing something else, I must admit. But it's good. Life is good. See you soon. So we're going to get on with our evening. We're very relaxed, as you can see here. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. We're going to the Norfolk Broads tomorrow, so that will be fun. I haven't been there since I was a child, so I'm really excited to go there. I think it's going to be a little bit cooler tomorrow, so you will see me with a change of clothing, thank goodness. And probably another bad hair day, so apologies for that. Literally gone feral, literally don't care. So this is the thing that happens to you when you go in your motorhome. You've stopped caring. It's not about the appearance, it's about the experience, and that's what we're here for. So hope you've enjoyed so far, and it's lovely to have you with us. We're all friends, aren't we? So we don't care about the hairstyle. We're just here for the dog content. So please come back soon. Oh, are you agreeing? Come back soon. Bye. So we're ending it there. What a super evening. If you can go back and look at the other videos that I've done, that would be really nice. I did do a naughty error and I put some music on, didn't know it wasn't allowed. So I don't know if my first video is showing. So please go back and have a look. Thank you so much. Best wishes, Susan.